The Truth with G.
Yeah, you are now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G.
Yeah, you are now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G.
All right. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Truth with G on WPMM Internet Radio. I am your boy, Gerald Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope all is well. It is January 1st, first day of 2024. Hope that you guys are having a great holiday season. Haven't been with you since Christmas, since right before Christmas. So my first time talking to you since then, but I hope that you had a great holiday, a great Christmas, and a great New Year's Eve, and enjoying your New Year's Day. I know I'm early. It is 3:30 in the afternoon on the Central Time, where we are broadcasting in Pensacola, Florida. We're a little bit early today because of a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons is there is football on today, and I know that I've come on my regular time. Nobody's going to pay me any attention because we have the BCS games going on today, where the first game is Alabama and Michigan, and then we have Washington and the other guys. I don't know, mine went blank just that quick. But yeah, we got those games going on today. So I know at 6 o'clock, everybody will be basically tuned into those games, and nobody's going to pay me any mind. So that's why we came on a little bit earlier today. I wanted to get this show in because I have not been on in a couple of weeks, not a couple of weeks, but since right before Christmas. And I was needing to get it in today because, you know, my schedule is so hectic right about now, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to get it in on Thursday. I'll keep you posted on Thursday. But once again, thank you so very much for joining me. If you're on Facebook, let me know you're out there. What's up, big brother? What's going on? Happy New Year to you. You know, Mr. Murphy, what's going on? Mr. Murphy, Chris Murphy is on as well. Happy New Year to you. And he already with that foolishness talking about Roll Tide. We're going to see what happened in about 3 hours. About 3.5 hours, we're going to know what the Tide is looking at here after this game in about three hours. But it is 2024. We are in a brand new year. Today's show, we're going to take a look back at 2023, and we're going to look forward to 2024 and see what needs to be done to correct what was done wrong in 2023. But once again, this is Truth with GWPMM Internet Radio, where we play more music and play the best in R&B, jazz, neo soul, independent hip hop, old school music. Also, we are on the website at WPMMradio.com. You can listen to us there. You can also listen to us on Facebook, Live, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and all those places. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts and guests are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to align with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, or anyone or anything. Now that we have that out the way. But once again, we're on Facebook Live. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. Please go ahead and share. Let's get as many people on today as we can. And hopefully everything is sounding well out there. I had to make some adjustments, had technical adjustments. So I hope the sound is good, or somebody can let me know if we're coming through loud and clear. on Facebook. We should be okay on WPMM Radio, internet radio, on the website and the app. By the way, you can download the free app on WPMM. Go to the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, and you can download the app for free. And that can go on any device, streaming device, tablet, phone, computer, what have you, any streaming device that you have. You can take WPMM with you. But how's everybody doing? How is everyone doing? Is everybody enjoying the holiday today? I know most people, if you're in, some businesses, and if you're in a government type job or a state job or things of that nature, you're probably off. But most banks are closed. However, we do have our hospitality and retail people that are working today, and there's other businesses out there as well. So if you are working, enjoy the time and a half, because you should be getting paid time and a half for your efforts on today. And I'm sorry, I'm making adjustments as I go. But hope you're enjoying your day. I hope you had a safe New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you enjoyed your families and whatnot. And I hope you didn't go in debt trying to satisfy people for Christmas, because Christmas is not about gift giving. It's not about gift giving. It's about giving and showing love to each other. So, hopefully you didn't go in debt by trying to satisfy someone with a gift. And hopefully that you wasn't selfish enough to expect things out of people, particularly if they cannot necessarily afford to oblige. And that's the problem that I have with the Christmas season, is that people feel obligated to buy things that they can't afford, and then they find themselves in bad situations. Christmas on December 25th, rent and mortgages due on the 1st, and you've been spent up all your money trying to satisfy someone else, and then you're sitting outside because you got evicted because you can't pay your rent. And, we shouldn't have that. Again, Christmas should be about each other, should be about people, not about what someone can buy you or what someone can't buy you. So, but anyway, I don't mean to sound like a Grinch. I promise you I don't mean to sound like the Grinch, but it's sometimes it need to be said. And you guys know that I am normally the one who will say it without any hesitation, without any remorse, because I always speak the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts, and if it hurts, just say ouch, learn from it, and keep pushing. So, but on today's show, I do want to hear from you. We're not taking phone calls today, but you can drop your comments on Facebook. If you're looking for me on Facebook, it's TTWG Graham. If you're looking for me on Facebook, if Mr. J Dizzle is out there, go ahead and share me on WPMM page as well. And you can listen to this show. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Appreciate that, buddy. But we're going to take a look at 2023 and going to look forward to 2024, what we need to do going forward. But again, I want to hear from you. Drop your comments into the comment section on Facebook, and we'll read your comment, and we'll talk about it. We definitely will talk about it. And I just wanted to get to you guys today before the games came on, because I know it looks like the Alabama game is getting ready to come on. And I know once that game starts, ain't nobody going to pay me no mind. So let's just take a step back. 2023. We just came out of 2023. We stepped into the new year about 14 hours ago. Stepped into the new year. And with the new year, people always want to do new things and different things. And, one of the big things about the New Year's, making New Year's resolutions and whatnot. And I tell you, I have learned over the years that New Year's resolutions are short term with most people. With the majority of people, New Year's resolutions are short term. They not saying that people just give up on them, but The people say they're going to do this, that, and the other, and it never come to fruition. And so I years ago, I stopped making New Year's resolutions, and I just adopted the fact that if I'm going to do something, I don't need the new year to do it. If I'm going to do something and the time is now, I'm going to do it now. If I'm planning something and the time is in the future, I plan for that future. I don't use the new year to be a marker, if you will, for me to implement or to do something. But teach his own. I'm not knocking people that make New Year's resolutions, but if you be real with yourself, 9 times out of 10, every New Year's resolution that you made, probably 90% of them has not come to pass, because you do it out of tradition and not out of will. And 9 times out of 10, if you have the will to do something, you're going to accomplish it. A New Year's resolution is like an ultimatum, if you will. It's like you're saying you're going to do something, but you really don't have a plan for it. You're just saying it because it's tradition, and you're putting it out there in the atmosphere. And then when it don't come to fruition, you try to hide it and you act like you never said it. But anyway, not trying to be facetious or anything, but I'm just, again, have to tell it the way it is. Have to tell the truth about it. But 2023 was an interesting year. We seen a lot in 2023. Once again, Happy New Year to everyone. And in the past years, let me just step back for a minute before I jump into these topics here. In the past years, I try to reach out to everyone that reach out to me in regards to saying Happy New Year and this, that, and other. This year, I did not reach out as much, if you will, because I've been busy and had time to, especially on social media, sit down and respond to every post, respond to every text message. I rarely get phone calls, so it's not that I didn't answer phone calls. It's just I just don't get them. But I do want to take this moment to wish my family, to wish each and every one of you a happy new year, a prosperous new year. I wish you well in your endeavors going forward. Once again, I want to make sure that I do my part in helping you along the way, because I feel that knowledge is the key, and anything that I know, I want to pass it on to you guys. Any community issues that you need to know about, I want to be able to pass it on to you guys and articulate it to where, in layman's terms, to where people can understand what's going on within our government. I want to be able to get that information out to you. And again, I don't do resolutions. Resolutions, but I do want to make a pledge to you guys that with this platform that I do have, I want to continue to inspire, to educate, and to uplift, as my logo say. And again, it does me no good to have information and not share it, because I'm only one person. And it's hard for one person to change the world, to change a situation, to change a policy, a law, to change culture or what have you. It takes a lot for one. It's almost impossible for one person to do it. So if I have the knowledge, I want to be able to pass it on to you. So if you want to call it a resolution, call it a resolution. But I'm making a pledge to you guys to continue, as long as I have a platform to do so, to continue to pass along any information that I feel is noteworthy, is credible, that is going to be beneficial in your daily lives. It's going to help you make decisions for your families and things of that nature. And no, I'm not a perfect person. I know I do not know everything, but the little bit I do know, I want to pass it along, because somebody may not know. And for all the people that I talk to, just know that I am looking to get information and education from you as well. Because I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I always want to surround my people with people that have knowledge. That way I can continue to learn and continue to grow and continue to prosper, within myself. If I'm not learning something new, then something's wrong. I'm hanging around the wrong people. At some point, anywhere I go, and within that room, there should be somebody in that room that can educate me on something. And I look for that. I encourage that. And hopefully there's somebody in that room that I may be able to pass some information along to as well. Mr. Dave Williams is on. He said, let's go Blue, Michigan fan for a day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have to say I'm a Michigan fan today as well. A lot of my wife's people are from Michigan, so they sitting watching the game. They're going to be watching the game as well. I appreciate that, Mr. Murphy. Appreciate that, Mr. Murphy. But 2023, it was a interesting year. It's kind of hard to go through everything that happened in 2023. But just to touch on a few things that took place in 2023 and these are things that we kind of need to focus on, and we kind of need to focus on improving for the new year. And I have to start locally. I have to start within our community, at here at WPMM, we broadcast from the city of Pensacola, Escambia County, if you will. And for everybody listening or who is living in Pensacola or from Pensacola or know about Pensacola, that Pensacola got some issues going on. We got a lot of issues going on. And 2023 was a year where those issues kind of multiplied, if you will. The intensity of those issues multiplied. They got more serious. They got deeper. And as a community, as a member of the community, it saddens me where we sit right now. It definitely saddens me. And I was trying to find the numbers. I was trying to find numbers to show what I'm talking about. However, with the new year just changing over, it's hard to get the stats from the 2023 year at this stage, within a few hours of the year changing over, because I was trying to get all the numbers from, as far as crime wise. But I can tell you that our violent crimes are on an uptick. Our property crimes are on an uptick. The numbers that I found, again, they're not completely accurate. But if you add up all the crimes, the violent crimes and the property crimes that we have had here in Pensacola and Escambia County alone, it's like 1,800 violent and property crimes. Violent crimes, that's 380 something violent crimes that were reported within the city of Pensacola over the year. And those violent crimes does include homicides as well. I don't have the exact number of homicides that we had in Pensacola, but in 2022, we had 28, which means that every other week somebody was dying at the hands of another. This year, I venture to say that number was higher, even though I don't have the final numbers. I think that number is in the 30s. Because if you look back over the year, you'll see where it seems like every week, it felt like to me, every week that somebody was losing their life over violence, some type of violence every week here in Pensacola or in the surrounding areas. Every single week, it seemed like I was hearing about it. I know at one point, I tried to go to church with it. I tried to take it in prayer. And I remember a few nights laying down and saying my little prayer before I laid down to let me wake up the next morning without having to read about or report about another homicide. And with even with me praying that particular prayer, specific prayer, the times I did that, I woke up to another homicide, another shooting, another violent crime. And, that just indication that we're beyond prayer. We are beyond prayer. Prayer is not working by itself. We have to put the work in. We just can't pray. And I know you Christians and religious people out there are saying, going to disagree with me on this one, but we've been praying for a long time. We've been praying for hundreds of years, and prayer alone is not doing it. That's just the bottom line. That's just fact. That's just the facts of the matter. And I'm not being, I'm not just playing devil's advocate on this. I'm being real. Prayer alone is not doing what we need in order to get this crime down. 1,800 violent and property crimes over the year in Pensacola, where the population is the whole Pensacola area, Escambia County, population is less than 300,000 people. And I'm probably on the high end. I haven't seen our last census, as far as this particular area, but I think Escambia County holds about 300,000 people. And for our crime rate, if you look at the crime rate, the statistics, the way it adds up per capita, our crime rate is higher than cities like New York, Chicago, as far as the rate itself. If you do the formula per capita, people per capita, our crime rate is higher. And even if it's in Pensacola alone, if you look at the state of Florida, Pensacola has a higher crime rate than most cities in the state of Florida. And we're right there neck and neck with cities like, the big city like Miami, which we know, Miami is notorious for, crimes and things of that nature. But our crime rate is as high, if not higher, than the city of Miami. Mr. Murphy put a comment in. Let's say he said the neighborhood / homes are losing discipline and accountability. Prayer is essential, but the action behind it is not there. Yeah, and I'm not telling people not to pray. I promise you, I'm not saying that. But we can't just, we have. It irritates me when religious people, when a problem comes up, and this super religious fanatics, their answer is we just got to pray about it. No, we got to do more than just pray about it. We got to take action. We got to do something. Just praying about it is not cutting it. And that's irritating, but today is not about religion. We're not going to make today about religion, but we need to get the understanding that prayer, regardless of what your religious faith is, who you believe in, who you don't believe in, you have to be real with yourself and face the fact that prayer alone is not going to solve our issues. It's not going to happen. Got to get out there and do the work. But but our violent crime, in 2023 is outrageous. There were cases where anytime you make national news over homicides in your city, it's not good. We had a couple cases that made the national scene, and we had 15-year-olds killing people. We had people showing up at people's jobs and gunning them down on their jobs. It was just unimaginable type of crimes that took place uh, in our city. You know, especially when you got a 15-year-old girl that is uh, you know, attempted to kill two people. One of them survived from my recollection, and the other one died. And one of those people being the mother and the fiance of the mother. In that particular, you know, when we have stuff like that go on in our city, it's not right. We have the murder suicides going on. Our domestic crimes are up. Domestic violence is way up here in the city, and we have people who just don't know when to get out, if you will. You got to know when to get out, you know, when you're dealing with domestic violence. And 9 times out of 10, people are staying around when the signs are there. When the signs and symptoms are there, they are still staying around, and they stay around until it's too late, until they find themselves, their families grieving over their death because they have died at the hands of domestic violence. And that goes both ways for men and women. I'm not just talking about violence from men to women, you know, because we have it going both ways. Mr. Murphy done put a couple comments and said you're doing the right thing by discussing it. It started at home. The mom condoned it. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And that's one of the killing that took place at the Home Depot, where the mom was involved in basically egging on the son to go out and commit this heinous crime. And he did exactly what his mom wanted him to. And I read the text messages that went on between them prior to that crime taking place. And it was horrendous to read that a mother would put her child, whether it's an adult child or a minor child, but for a mom to put her child in that position, to where that child probably, if the mom had just said something, if she had just said, you know, son, don't do it, it's not worth it, that young lady probably would be alive today. But when you got your mom egging it on, when you got your mom calling you, you know, punk bitches and this, that, and other, ain't handling your business, so, you know, quote unquote, that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. We got to do better. But our local violence situation has got to get better. We have got to start looking at different avenues, different things that we can implement to get our violence under control. And one way that we can do it, you know, this no snitching policy, that street code that is going on. There's no snitching is only making it worse. And I promise you, I don't want anybody to go to prison. I don't want anybody to be locked up. But if we got people that are out here that are cold-blooded enough to just kill someone, and 9 times out of 10, these deaths are taking place in broad daylight, in the middle of the day. You know, at one point, you know, people were lurking in the night and they were killing people at night. But these crimes nowadays are taking place in the middle of the day. So if there's someone out there that has the mindset and has the will to do damage to other people, regardless if they're a family member, friend, whatnot, coworker, and then you know that person doesn't kill somebody or whatever the case may be, and you want to cover it up and you want to not say anything, that's just not cool with me. That's just not cool with me. And as long as these people are walking the streets, everybody's in danger. Because once they do it the first time, now they're in desperation mode. And when they're in desperation mode, that means they would do anything and everything to keep from being caught, to keep from getting caught up and going to jail because they know that if they get caught by the police, they're going to prison. So they're in desperation mode. So that makes them even more dangerous than the first. And that's probably not the first crime that's been committed. There's probably been others, and I'm speculating here. I'm, on situations, but when somebody's in desperation mode, you never know. So by not saying anything, by not giving information necessary to not only get these people off the streets, but to bring justice and bring some closure to these families that are grieving once their loved ones has been taken away. I mean, if nothing else, have a heart. Have a heart. Put yourself in that position. Somebody took one of your family members, killed one of your family members, and somebody know and they're not telling, you'll be pissed off too. But until you get in that situation, it's like, whatever. But again, that person that's still out there running the streets after they done took someone's life, they're in desperation mode, and you or someone close to you can be the next victim. But in 2024, we got to do better on that. What our local, let's talk about our government for a minute. With the House of Representatives, what's going on there is a shamble. They broke for the Christmas break, and they won't be back until I think next week. They'll be back in session. And even with that, our government is in shambles because we have the left versus the right. We have culture wars going on. We have racism versus common sense going on within our government. We have a bunch of idiots on the right side of the aisle that are causing havoc. And our government is in turmoil. They broke for the session without passing legislation. Just to give you guys an idea of what the House of Representatives are supposed to do in a year, if you will. The House of Representatives is there to create laws and regulations to better the United States of America. On average, in the past, before this particular Congress, in the past, in a year's time, our House of Representatives would introduce and pass over 300 bills. 300 bills, 300 laws, regulations, what have you. 320 some odd bills has been passed in the past. I know I used that word twice, but the year 2023, the House of Representatives passed 27 bills. 27. That means that we have paid these people 125, I think their base salary is 125,000 or something to that effect. 140, somewhere in there. Paid them a lot of money to do nothing. They're supposed to be representing us, but the Republican majority in the House of Representatives have wasted taxpayers' money and time because they have not done anything. So 27 bills when on average, and prior to this particular Congress, over 300 bills are passed in a year's time, or introduced and passed. 27. This Congress has spent all its time worrying about Hunter Biden and a laptop. They spent all this time trying to impeach Joe Biden for crimes that have not even been committed. They're trying to fabricate and make up crimes to try to pin on him to impeach him, and they're only doing it out of revenge politics because the orange idiot was impeached. So they're doing it out of revenge. They have no evidence to support anything that they're claiming in regards to an impeachment. They are just trying to impeach. And wasting taxpayers' money, wasting time. We have wars going on. in Ukraine and in Israel, that these, even though they're not allies and member of NATO, but these are people that rely on the support of other countries in order to maintain when they're being, as far as militarily, when they're being invaded. You know, you got Russia going and invading Ukraine, and that's been going on for quite a while now. With Zelensky continue, the president of Ukraine, continue to travel to the U.S. to solicit help from the U.S. government. And then we have the war in Israel, where Hamas attacked Israel, and now Israel is retaliating by attacking Gaza, which houses the terrorist group Hamas, but in the process, they're killing innocent civilians. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because Israel, we're supposed to be supplying aid to Israel, but Israel is bombing Gaza, which the enemy is in Gaza, but we also have innocent human beings in Gaza as well. And the innocent human beings are paying the price there, because, you know, they were given, you know, prior to Israel attacking Gaza, you know, they put out word for the you know, particularly the Americans and the citizens there in Gaza to get out. But where are these people going to go? But then we got the wars going on. Our government is not doing anything. We're coming up on another date here, and then I think the 19th of January, where we're facing another government shutdown because the budget has not been passed. They keep doing these CRs and kicking the can down the road. A CR is a continual resolution, if you will. In other words, these continual resolutions mean that we're going to continue to operate under current policy going forward, because we don't have a new budget or a new policy in place to take its place. So this CR runs out on that 19th, I believe it is. So we're facing another government shutdown, and with the way Congress is acting and what they're doing there, is going to take a lot to get this budget passed. Even they went on break without deciding on helping Ukraine or helping Israel as far as funding, sending funds to those countries that are being destroyed right now by the enemy. But they broke without even coming to a resolution, or if they're going to provide any type of aid for that. What's up, Mr. Thurman? Mr. Timothy Thurman is on. Good to see you on here, buddy. Once again, we're looking at 2023 and going to look forward to 2024. It is 4:10. It is 4:10. It looks like the Michigan-Alabama game is getting ready to jump off. But in 2023, we talked about that. However, one thing I want to point out to you guys, because if you listen to anybody on the right, you listen to Fox News, you listen to Newsmax, you listen to them idiots talk about the state of the economy right now, state of the union, if you will. They say it's worse than ever. However, that's not true. Make sure you check your sources where you get information from, because right now, you know, our economy is booming. Wages are up. Unemployment is down. The stock market is reached a record high, and not just a record high this year, all-time record high. The stock market, gas prices are coming down. If you haven't noticed, you know, about it, you know, a few months back, we was paying $3, you know, here in Pensacola. I know it's higher in other places, but here in Pensacola, we was paying $3.75, $3.80 a gallon for gas. Right now, you can go find gas for $2.59. So gas prices have come down over $1 within the last year. So, you know, the inflation is coming down. The interest rates, they're not going to raise the interest rates anymore. It's on flat line. It looks like in 2024 we're going to have 2 or 3 interest rate decreases, which is going to help the economy, which is going to help sales, particularly in the housing market and the real estate, because Right now that the real estate, the interest rates are up so high, people are not buying houses like they would be because of that high interest rate. But right now, even though people may not think or may not believe it, it's particularly listen to these idiots on the right, our economy is doing very well. Our economy is doing very well. And, you know, I know that, the situation with Biden is kind of touchy because even though I think he's handling things well, particularly without having the help of the Supreme Court, which is weighed heavily on the right, without having the House of Representatives, which is majority Republicans and a bunch of idiots. I think he's doing very well. I think the accomplishments that has been made over this year has been great. I just put it out there, even though I would love to see him in office for another term, particularly over what we may be looking at. But we have, I'm realistic about the situation as well. I've watched Biden over the years, particularly since he was vice president for Barack Obama. When Obama ain't that far away, as far as his reign at president. But Biden was vibrant. He was sharp. He was whatever, and he has definitely slowed down 2 or 3 steps. And my concern is he going to be around to serve another 4 years? Is he going to be physically capable to serve another 4 years? Is he going to be able to maintain his mental capabilities to serve another 4 years? That's my concern. Do I think as long as he can maintain that, I think he can do a wonderful job. But that concerns me. That don't mean I'm not going to vote for him, because I will vote for a wet paper towel before I vote for Trump or anybody on the Republican side. But this is, 2024 is a year we got to vote. Let's see. Timothy Thurman put a comment in there. He said, "You're absolutely right, brother. Our economy is on a good track as of now." Yes, sir. I'm glad you recognize that, because a lot of people don't recognize that. A lot of people think that things are just terrible. And I understand the price of everything is going up. Food is going up, what have you, because of the inflation. But it's called capitalism. Capitalism can be controlled by the CEOs of these companies. If the CEOs wasn't, and in capitalism, you're profit driven. However, when I can't say what I would do if I was CEO of these major corporations or what have you, but I don't think I would forget about the little people. I don't think I would put my product out there at a rate where people can't afford it, or people will have to give up half their lifestyle to afford my product or what have you. But it's capitalism. People are in it to profit, and but they control that. The CEOs control how they price. The oil companies control how much they're going to charge for that barrel of oil to produce that gas. So it's not the government that is setting these prices. It's the CEOs of these companies that setting these prices. But prices are high. But at the same time, wages are up as well. When do someone get comfortable enough to say that they get paid enough at their job? I think regardless of how much you get paid on your job, you're somebody going to complain about it's not enough. So we're going to hear that. We're going to continue to hear that. Mr. Arthur Saber, how you doing this evening? And if y'all see me keep looking up, I'm not retarded. I don't have Tourette syndrome or anything of that nature. I have a TV up over my head here, and I see that the Alabama game has started. So, and I know a lot of you guys are watching the game right now. So, but Mr. Arthur said Happy New Year, everyone. Gerald, how are you and the family? We're good. We're blessed and highly favored. Good. Just good to hear from you, Miss Saver. Happy New Year to you and Mr. Oscar over there. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for listening to the show. Also, we have an immigration problem. 2023 was bringing a lot of issues with immigration, even though it did not start in 2023. Joe Biden is not the only president that has had to deal with the immigration process. But we have politicians that are treating these immigrants like property, playing games with their lives. These people are trying to seek asylum, trying to come to this country to try to live a better life, and they're being treated unfairly. Do I think there's a crisis at the border? Yes, it is. There's a extreme humanitarian crisis and a legal crisis, if you will, at the border. But if you listen to the people on the right, there's a bunch of thugs, there's a bunch of gang members, there's a bunch of rapists and murderers, and that's how they're describing these people. And these people are fleeing their countries and fleeing their lands because they are trying to get a better way of life. They're living in a situation where if they stay there, then they're in jeopardy of being killed by the militia groups over there and the gangs, the Mexican cartel and things of that nature. And they're fleeing, trying to stay alive. And I know that, the United States just can't let any and everybody in and just, by the numbers or what have you, because the resources may not be there to take care and house and feed these people that are coming into the country. And if there is no resource there, that means we're going to have an influx of people that's coming into the country that are going to end up on the streets. And, then our homeless population is going to increase and it's just going to get worse from there. So I understand it's a crisis, but however, we cannot treat these people as pawns. We cannot treat these people as political pawns, if you will, like we have, like DeSantis and Greg Abbott over there in Texas, the governor of Texas, are treating these people like political pawns. Just yesterday, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, put a bunch of migrants on a plane and sent them to Illinois and just dropped them off in the middle of a neighborhood and left them there. We have these idiots like this fool that's doing this to these immigrants, and it's not fair. It's not fair to do so. It's not fair to do so. So the immigration policy is an issue. We can't just allow everybody just come through because there's no resources for them. However, these are human beings. And just because they're brown people don't make them bad. And that's what the Republicans think. Brown people, they think that the Mexicans and Spanish and the people coming from Haiti and things of that nature, they're terrible people. They're seeking asylum. They're trying to live a better life. But the Republicans will say that they're bringing all the drugs and the reality is that the drugs are not coming from the southern. All the drugs are not coming from the southern borders. They're coming from the European countries. They're coming from Canada, things of that nature. But you don't hear them talking about that. It's always about the brown people that are coming up from Mexico and Costa Rica and Haiti and things of that nature. So, got to get a handle on that. But that was a big story in 2023. Also, we have the abortion issue that took place, a big issue in 2023. Trump put these Supreme Court justices in place while he was in office just to overturn Roe versus Wade. They basically did that. They overturned it. Now the states have jurisdiction over deciding what's going on with their state. State of Texas, almost killed a woman because they would not allow her to have an abortion, even though the baby was not going to survive. And by her having this child, it put her life in jeopardy as well. And the state of Texas says, I don't give a fuck. You just got to die. You're going to die. You cannot abort this child that's already dead. You just got to die. You got to let it happen. You got to give natural birth. And in the birth, if you die, you just die. That's what the state of Texas told this young lady. She had to flee Texas and go to a state to where she could get an abortion and protect her life when she knew her unborn was not going to live. And now, and I say all that to say this in regards to the abortion issue in 2023, we've seen that the ugly part of it rear its head. And abortion is a decision between that the mother that's carrying that child, the father of that child, their doctor. That's what it should be. And I'm not saying I'm pro-life. I'm not saying I'm you know, for or against abortion. I am saying that it should be left up to that woman to make the decision about her own body. So, also in 2023, we had a lot of police brutality. We would thought police brutality would have slowed down or would have stopped, um, or would have gotten better after George Floyd situation. After George Floyd situation really brought things to the light in regards to police brutality, and you would have thought things would have calmed down, but they have not. They're only getting worse, and I see, every day there's a video, there's something out there that is showing that it's not getting any better. We got to get a handle on that. We can't take that into the new year. The Trump trials, and there's so many to talk about. I'll talk about that on another day. We ever talked about the war in Ukraine. The big sports stories, real quick. The big sports stories of the that has taken place over this year. One of the biggest sports stories that of the 2023 was Deion Sanders going to Colorado, taking over the head coach job at Colorado. That was the biggest sports story in 2023. I don't think nothing was bigger than the Deion Sanders going to Colorado. Deion has done a lot for college football, but we still got a lot of people, a lot of haters out there that says, Deion sell out. He left HBCUs and went to Colorado with the white folks, and damn all that. That man did what he had to do at Jackson State. He had a better opportunity at Colorado. He had a better opportunity for his kids. That man did what he had to do. He is not a sellout. He is a man who is looking out for him and his family. And if you want to put him down for doing that, then something is wrong with you. Did he have a winning season in Colorado? No, I think he had 4 wins, and then it went on a losing streak there. But he got 3 more wins than what they got the previous year. So he made progress in his first year at Colorado, and now he's building on that. I never expected him to be in the position to play for a national championship his first year, but he is taking a mindset and mentality to Colorado, saying that they can be champions. They can bring that program up, and it can be brought up, led by a black man. But we still have people that are putting him down, that are dogging him and talking about him, this and another. So if you're one of those people, something wrong with you. That's all. And then the next biggest story that recently happened in sports is the BCS. The BCS screwed up, and I'm not just saying this as a Florida State fan, but the BCS screwed up in his rankings in regards to putting people in the playoffs. And it is what it is. I'm going to have a show on that coming up here soon, talking about the BCS and what it is. And I'm going to educate a lot of people on football, because a lot of people have a misconception on what happens and how the game is played and what happens in the game when you have certain personnel that's there and not there, whatever the case may be. There's a difference, and I'm gonna educate you guys on all of that. So we'll talk about that. So, but 2024, we're in a new year now. We're in a new year. The biggest thing in 2024, let's put 2 things at the top of the list in 2024. First of all, you guys need, do what you have to do to make your situation and your situation for your family better. Whatever decisions that you have to make, whatever moves you have to make, go ahead and make those moves. Make it better for your family. Second thing, vote. 2024 is an election year. A presidential election year is not just that we're voting for the president. We're voting for a lot of things. There's a lot of things on the ballot that we're voting for. We're voting for democracy. We're voting for freedom. We're voting for to reign under a democracy and not a autocracy. And we don't need dictators in the United States. And this particular election is just about that. Do we want a dictator, or do we want to maintain a democratic society? And that is what's on the ballot. I personally think if anybody go out there and vote Republican, I think you guys are idiots. Period, point blank. I hate to put it out there to you like that, but if you're going out there and you casting a vote for Republican, particularly Republican president right now, you're an idiot. you need to reevaluate. You need to look at your life. You need to look at your function as far as your brain, because something's not right with you. If you think that what's going on the right is what's best and good for the country, you have issues. You have some serious issues, and you really need to get that taken care of. So, but 2024 should be a year where we're looking to grow and prosper, where we're looking to do better. We're looking to make sure our kids do better, make sure our society do better. Get rid of corruption in our government, our police departments, and things of that nature. So, people have better opportunities to be free. We're going backwards right now. We have to start moving forward. People are trying to take us back prior to the civil rights movement, but we cannot allow that. We need to do what we need to do to continue to move forward, or to make strides and move forward. So, but Jesus Christ, I think I need to pay attention to this game. I've been here. As a matter of fact, I'm right at my hour mark. So we've been here for an hour. So it's time for me to get up out of here. It's time for me to get up out of here. 2024 is here. We're on the first day of 2024. We have 364 more days to make sure that we get it right. As far as the calendar year, however, we never know the day nor the hour that we may be called away from here. So make sure that you're doing everything today that you can, because you may not be here to even make a step tomorrow. Live life to its fullest. Be kind to each other. Stop this racism. Stop this hate. And let's do better, people. We have to make the world a better place. And right now, we're in a sticky situation, and we got to get out of it. And what I'll be talking about throughout the years is ways to make things better here in our society and in this world. So, but it's been a pleasure being in front of you. I will keep you guys posted on as far as Thursday, what's going to happen on Thursday. My show airs on Mondays and Thursdays at 6:00 p.m. I will let you know if I will be on Thursday. I'll probably let you know on Thursday, because usually it's a game time decision on if I'm able to get on Thursday. So stay tuned. If I don't see you Thursday, I'll see you Monday. So, but thank you for joining me. I appreciate the support of the show. We're 3.5 years in. Appreciate your support. I couldn't do it without you. My listeners are what drive me and give me the motivation to sit here and do what I do. So hopefully my words are able to help somebody. And that's the goal in this whole thing. So until Thursday, 6:00 right here on WPMM, you guys be safe. Y'all be blessed. And I am out of here.